Dogman is now playing in theaters, and as a point of reference, I have an insane, astronomical amount of nostalgia for the Captain Underpants and later on the Dogman books, as I pretty much grew up reading them. My nostalgia for them is so strong that it makes me want to say something cliche and stupid, like they're a big part of my love for visual storytelling, such as film, which is actually pretty true. I can't even call this a movie review. I won't, because this is just going to be me talking about how perfect of an adaptation this is. Almost perfect, but you get the idea. Starting with the negatives, this thing is insanely fast paced. That doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing, but the first act, particular in specific, is just blowing through things that took 3 to 4 books to cover, and it just feels all over the place and messy at times. I know this film's target audience has the attention span of like a goldfish, but this thing really would have benefited from a longer runtime because the amount of different storylines and plot lines this film juggles in like a 86, 87 minute runtime is absolutely ridiculous. There are a few fart and poop jokes, which I get they're ingrained in Dave Pilkey, the author's not filmography, works, but like they just didn't translate well on the big screen and felt kind of cheap. The rest of the humor in this film didn't. Far from. Maybe my humor is just broken. I have Thor: Love and Thunder to blame for that. But this film is just, it's funny. It's really funny. Every single one of the jokes are practically ripped from the source material, but it's just I'm watching them for the first time because they feel so fresh watching them come to life in a film. They nailed the tone and the absurdity of some of the humor and how chaotic the books feel at times. Everything comes to life in the most natural and organic way possible, and it genuinely feels as if there was some care and love and attention put into this movie, which you just can't say for most adaptations anymore, unfortunately. I need to quickly touch on the voice performances because why was Pete Davidson like really solid in this movie? I've never thought of him as a great voice performer because I just kind of find him annoying, but he plays Petey, arguably the best character in the franchise, if you want to call it a franchise, I don't know. This film crafts such a fantastic character arc for him that's not only in line with the books, but feels more human. I get he's a cat, but like it feels more human considering we're actually watching it unfold in, a film, which is obviously more visual, not just staring at a page. This film is far more emotionally compelling than I ever would have expected. A lot of heart is poured into these 90 minutes that come together to craft a really great ending. I love like the last 15 or so minutes of this movie. It combines a bunch of arcs from a bunch of the books, and I think for the most part it works and the film sticks to landing. I just had a huge smile on my face all throughout this film, and just for that alone, I can't rate it any lower than a great score. If you're not a Dogman fan from the books, I am actually really curious on how this film works for you. I think it's just gonna be, another DreamWorks film that you just watch on digital or whatever. But this really worked for me. This was a lot of fun, and I got an insane amount of nostalgia. So forget Spider-Man: No Way Home. This is the movie this decade that gave me the most nostalgia.